Hi, I'm Kaylee. Welcome back to my channel. Now, as you can see, if you look at my previous videos, I haven't posted in a while. And I'm here today to tell you why, because I'm ready to come back and make more videos, and I thought it'd be a bit strange if I just started posting random videos again. And it's like, here's this huge gap of time, like, what happened, dude? So, this is what happened. I wrote a play. I co-wrote a play called The Barre with this woman, Christine Manning, who I've known for years and years. She owns Fourth Wall Productions, which is a theater company here in the Hudson Valley. So we started writing this play in either March or May. It was one of the months of spring. We finished writing it in, I think, June. Let me first show you. This is our first script. Well, not our first one, but this is one of the scripts. The play is called The Barre. So first, I guess I'll talk about why write this play, why even writing. As you guys may have known if you watched some of my other videos, I've talked about it before, but my dream always was acting. Like, that's where I saw myself. I have had the opportunity to be on different film sets before, be it being a background or a PA, or I did a short film. This realization that I had that this is where I should currently put my energy in is trying to write stories that matter and that say something that people want to be a part of. That was initially how I got the writing bug. I had already been for years, I think since COVID, I've been writing a novel. So I'll let you know when that finally gets finished. But so that was the initial itch that I had towards writing. And then when I found out that we were on this trip to go see a Broadway show, a group of us, and when I found out that Christine also had been interested in writing, we were like, why don't we just write something together? So that's how we kind of became a writing team, and we met every single Tuesday night. There was that part of why writing, and then why writing this specific play as our first play is, now this is a play that is, I would say, mainly for high school or college age students. It's about a group of high school girls. It is an all-female cast of high school girls, which as an actor and going through, there's not that many plays out there for this age group and for women actors, because the majority of the shows, it's going to be an older show. The guy's going to be the lead, which nothing wrong with that, but when you're in high school theater, half the time it's so hard to find a guy to be in the show, and then they walk in and they're the lead, and then all the girls, half of them don't even make the cut. The other ones are just playing these side characters who really have not much substance, or you're playing someone who's so much older than you. There's not a lot of shows where you actually get to play your age, and your character speaks the way that you would speak, and you can connect to your character. So this show, The Barre, it is about a group of high school company dancers. It takes place at their dance studio fully. There's one setting. Again, we just wanted to make it so accessible, but yet still have so much depth to it. So it takes place fully at their studio, and it is a year in the life of these high school company dancers. And they go through, the main beginning crux of the show is that you're kind of seeing all these pre-established types and pre-established way of how it's always been, how it's gonna be. And so when that gets shaken up, then it kind of is a domino effect of all the other girls, their worlds get rocked just a little bit. This is a show where the conflict is all high school girls dealing with their own stuff on their own. There's no girl fighting, or there's no mean girls. There's no the conflict isn't over a guy. It's not because a girl doesn't like another girl. The conflict is solely just coming of age story and all the internal stuff that you deal with being a high school girl at 17 and deciding if what you're leaving behind and who you want to be in the future. I love the show. I really believe in these girls. I love all of these characters so much. Hopefully everyone else can see themselves in one of these characters. And then you also get a lot of not only the coming of age, but I think even if you're not a dancer, you will connect to this. It's so great that girls this age, there's a show for them, a space where if you're 16, you can just be 16 and still show that 16-year-olds can still have so much depth and so much going on in their minds and be wise, and you don't have to dumb things down just because someone's younger, because you're making a show for that age group versus a show for adults that then 16-year-olds are doing. You know, like, people are so much more complex than I think oftentimes they are given credit for. So that is the Barre. There's so much more about it, but I really don't want to give anything away in case anyone is interested in learning more about it or putting it on. We're working on that. Working on all that, getting it published, getting credit. So if anyone knows anyone who they're like, hey, that sounds amazing, I would like to publish that, let me know. Let a girl know. And now that we all know what I've been up to, what the show is, I think now it's time we're going to dive into the journey of trying to bring this from page to stage, because there's so much about this process that I'm learning. This is the first time I've ever written anything besides like a poem or a short story or something. So, and this is the first time I'm trying to like put a play on and maybe get published. So there's a lot of learning curves with that I thought would be kind of interesting if I can talk about, and we can kind of learn together. If anyone out there is also interested in writing a play or anything of that sort. We initially finished it in June, like I said. And so we're so ambitious. We were so gung-ho. We're like, all right, we're gonna put it up. It's we thought first week of October. Then we're like, first weekend of November, the show's going up. So we did a whole bunch of readings throughout the process, just to kind of hear what it would sound like, get a feel for, see if things were like sounding the way that we wanted them to. So then we got into where we had like a mock cast of actors come in and read it just so we could like listen to it and hear it, which was great. And then it comes on the point of trying to get a cast together. So I'm in it. I play Imogen, the other co-author, Christine, she's directing it. And then we had to try to track down other actors. So then you go through a lot of emailing, being like, hey, can you do it? No responses. Hey, can you do it? No response. Or, oh, I wish I could, but I can't. I can, now I can't. So that took a little bit. Probably that took like a month in itself to solidify a cast. And then you're working with a group of people who have completely different schedules, their own lives going on. Everyone else in our show is actually in high school. School comes first, so dealing with all that and everything. So then trying to get everyone together to go, and then also while we're doing it, we're still like workshopping the script, and if something doesn't work, then we're fixing it. So it was a lot of like back and forth, and nothing really got on its feet. So then we decided that the original date that we had of the first weekend of November, instead of making that like our full production, we came to the conclusion that that was going to have to be more of a workshop, because there was no way like that we were going to be able to get this show up on its feet in the way that it deserved in 2 months. And that was kind of a bummer, but then also for the best looking back on it now, because of course I had anticipated that it was going to happen. We were excited for it, but then we just kept hitting all these obstacles, even more than just it not being on its feet, coming together, scheduling issues. There was a whole bunch of other stuff that happened. Like we had bars, but then pieces for the bars didn't work, and then we wanted to get a bigger stage, and then we just wanted to make it more than what we were currently going to be able to have it be the first weekend of November. So instead, we had that be a workshop. We had our workshop, and the first day of our workshop, it was kind of just like a more elaborate staged reading, because we had all the girls in like mock costumes and a basic blocking while they were still able to hold their lines because they're scripts, because we were not gonna make them memorize since we were still continuously changing, which that was something that we didn't expect to be up until then, changing the script. And there's a few little tweaks that we're gonna make before we do a proper show. Now we want to do a proper full production in the spring. We're gonna fully produce it and make it the show that it can, because I always wanted to go into it being like, I hope, I pray, I believe that the show can go further, and one day I'll be going to some small town in Michigan and these kids will be performing the show. But regardless of that, if this is the only show that this story gets, I want to give it its full potential and what the story and these characters deserve. So that's why we put it off into the spring. We're going to do a full production. We've been taking a little bit of breather break from it, and then me and my writing partner are going to go back and finalize a script. That's where we're at now. That is where I've been. That is the bar. And I'm going to be back now, guys. So if you want to follow along on this journey, I'm sure I will talk more about it, because this is kind of a video diary of my life, and this is what's going on in my life right now. That plus just more fun videos. I made an Instagram for the bar, so if anyone wants to follow along on this show's journey, I would love for you to come, and you can check us out on Instagram and follow us. Thanks so much for watching this video, and everyone who stuck around and stayed subscribed while I was away. I appreciate you. I will catch y'all in my next video. Thanks, guys.